What's going on? How y'all feeling? Good to see y'all again. And today, we're going to be talking about family, right? And I had a little bit of difficulty, naming this video, only because, there's just so many infinite titles, but I was originally going to name it Family is Not Supposed to Stunt Your Growth, right? But just to make it sound better and more catchier, I just named it Family as Frequency, right? And, let's get into it. It's of course, what allowed me to brainstorm about this topic is, stuff that I undergo in my own life and stuff that I see, people going through and just the patterns that I just, am able to detect, right? And basically, here's what I'm seeing with The Chosen. If you're somebody who, looks at the world objectively and you understand that not everybody and not everything has your best interests at heart as far as you as a being and what you want to aspire to do, once you start recognizing the scientific implications behind this, whether it be the food that you're eating or, the people that you're surrounding yourself with or the job that you're working at, all of this plays into, the amount of energy that you're able to harness, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to family, right? Probably one of the most strongest illusions you'll ever come to know, you feel me? Because family has been there ever since you checked into this world, right? And so as a child, your subconscious mind is so malleable and it's so, fluid that you can't even distinguish, yourself from your family or from the person who is your primary caregiver, right? You can't even think about a baby. The first thing that a baby sees is he doesn't have, he doesn't really have an understanding that this person is other until you make it so, until you establish that, by the time he reaches a certain age and he can actually grasp that concept. But from infancy, into toddler, into into when they're toddlers, you don't really have an understanding of something being apart from you, right? All they understand is that this person is feeding me, this person is changing my diaper, this person is touching me a lot, this person is just giving me a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? If that happens to be the case, right? And in some cases, it may be an abusive, toxic relationship, right? But I'm just underlining the way that the baby is viewing, the way that it's being treated in the early parts of its life, right? And basically, it's so if you've grown up with the family and you've grown up being nurtured and stimulated by them, on a very consistent level, then your subconscious mind is not going to distinguish yourself from them. When you think about your mind, for some people, they're probably so still deep into the illusion that, they look at their parents and their brothers and their siblings as something that they're probably stopping you from making decisions right now as far as what you need to do for you, without even really noticing it, because when it's subconscious, it's automatic, we don't even think twice about it. So, you may want to go travel the country or travel the world, but somebody in your family might need some type of emotional support that you've been giving them, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's holding you back from what it is that you need to do, right? So, yeah, and it's crazy because I think it's easy, it may not even necessarily be easy, but I think it's more simpler for people to grasp the concept of cutting off friends and significant others that, may be toxic or that they've had certain issues with in the past, that just they know that they have to grow away from this person, right? But people who are so stuck in the illusion of family, they don't even try to rationalize the idea that the person in their family shouldn't be the one that they're spending the most time with. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I'm trying to get the people who are still in that illusion to take an objective look at it, because I look at the world too objectively. So I understand that, my parents and my brothers and my siblings and my cousins, all that stuff, I'm not going to let those people stop me from doing what I need to do for me because of the illusion that we're family. And you got to even think about it. What is the definition of family? Damn, I wish I could go, off this and like check the definition of family. For anybody who's watching, like, just if you can, just send me the definition of family so I can speak on it. But it's like, yeah, man, if I had to just like define it for myself, like I'm almost positive it wouldn't have anything to do. Damn, I wish I had the definition. If I had my laptop, I would look it up. But I wonder if I could, like, I don't want to stop the video, but fuck it. Okay, so yeah, it's like family is frequency. You feel me? Family is the people who are matching your frequency, matching your mind state. You know what I'm saying? We don't even really realize it when we choose our friends, but we chose them because we related to them for some reason. You know, but see, what people make the mistake of doing is they think that, I think another thing is like, man, I think what stops people, and this may be coined in the term of, in the definition of family possibly, but it's like the idea of loyalty, right? Because I feel like one thing that people make synonymous with family is loyalty, right? So if this is your fam, this is your bro, this is your sis, like loyalty is key. Like you can't betray them, you can't leave them through thick and thin. You feel what I'm saying? Now, this is crazy because I'm thinking about thick and thin, like through it all, right? And that is such an over-exaggeration. You feel me? It's crazy because what happens when this person is doing things to self-deprecate themselves, and in the process, they can't see that they're harming you as well. You're the only one that can take an objective standpoint from the outside and look at this person for what is really going on and what he or she is. But because this person is so caught up in the illusion of whatever it is, whatever's going on, whether it be depression, whether it be just anything that is affecting you in a negative way, watching your friend go through this, you know what I'm saying? Or family. With you being the most rational in that relationship at that point, you have to make the decision for both of you guys. You have to do that because there's no good is gonna come out of you sticking around to absorb all of this negative energy that this person is emitting. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make the situation better because that person was going to do that anyway, whether or not you were there or not. You feel me? Whether or not you were there, that person was going to self-deprecate themselves regardless. You feel me? But by you just being in the crossfire, now you've put yourself in a position to feel exactly how they feel. Now, I'm not against empathizing and sympathizing, but see, just speaking on the people who are a little bit more sensitive, everybody's sensitive, you feel me? But it's like, we don't understand that over time. And for the more sensitive beings, it's even faster. Like, you're going to soak in all of that energy and you're going to soak all that up. You feel me? Like, that's, like, for me, it's common sense, but I want to find a way to explain it scientifically just because, you know, I feel like people don't really understand, like, yo, whatever you put yourself around, like, you're going to reflect the environment that you're in. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all can grasp that. So yeah, and so when I say family is frequency, it's like, yeah, you may have been on the frequency with that person that you were with in the beginning, but you continue to grow. You continue to, you know, look at your world objectively and look at how you can live the most righteous life possible within the environment that you're in, right? But this person isn't too focused on their growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, they chose, when they met you, they probably didn't even know, and you didn't know that was where they were going to be for the rest of their life. You feel me? But because you guys know that now doesn't mean that you have to stick around to have them drag you down, because while you're trying to go up and grow, all that person is going to do is bring you down. I'm going to keep on saying it. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but, you know, I'm just saying it in different ways, but, you know, it needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? So, what's going on? So, yeah. So, when I think about family as frequency, right now you got somebody, you know, it could be a boyfriend, it could be a girlfriend, it could be a significant other, father, mother, I don't care who it is. You feel me? Like, that's something that people really want to, it's really hard for people to disconnect emotionally from their moms, because that was probably the first person you emotionally connected to. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the moment you came out the womb, you were sucking on her nipple. You feel what I'm saying? Getting nutrients from out of her breast. You know what I'm saying? So that's just such a intimate, emotional connection right there. The moment you come out the womb, when you're in theta mode, your subconscious mind is just soaking in everything. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that you were encapsulated in your mom's womb, that energy, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to think about an existence without her present. You know what I'm saying? But once you understand that you are your mother and you are your father, you are your brothers, like we all are makeups of the same energy, just expressing itself differently and through different forms, then you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to distinguish the expression of energy that person is emitting from your own. You'll be like, all right, this is my pops, or this is my mom, and I love her. And I love her with all my, like, people think you're taking away from the love that you have for these people by separating from them. There's no love loss whatsoever. You feel what I'm saying? If you make it so, it's all up here. So it's like, with there being no love loss, you should be able to disconnect. And you know what? You don't even necessarily, if you're in a situation where you have to be, what's it called? Where you have to be in that environment for a little bit longer, like, all you have to do is disconnect emotionally. We don't even understand how subconsciously ingrained it is for us to be emotionally tied to our parents. You feel what I'm saying? When our parents may not be the best thing for us, literally. Like, and you knew this. You already knew this. You already knew that you and your moms or you and your pops didn't see eye to eye. Ever. You feel me? There was always something between you guys. You know what I'm saying? It was always you. You may have had siblings and they got along good with the parents and all that, but you were the one who was like, yo, why do I feel like I'm always being attacked? Like, why do I feel like, you know, I have to suppress my identity? You know what I'm saying? When I'm around, when I'm in this area, you know what I'm saying? Or when I'm at home, just in general, you feel like you got to change. You feel like you have to change your persona when you go home, when you walk into your home. That's not normal. I have to let y'all know that's not normal. You feel me? The fact that, like, even when we talk about certain principles and morals that, you know, our parents raised us with, when we, you know, like, whether it be, what's it called? You know, coming in at a certain time, or like taking your shoes off when you blah, 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 all this stuff, right? Like, those are just like, you know, those are just ideas and traditions that they've imposed on you that you don't even really, you haven't even rationalized whether or not this is good for you and whether or not you want to do this. You feel me? Or whether or not you even sit well with that. You know, you haven't gone into yourself and rationalized it in your mind and felt it with your heart to the point where you're like, all right, that's you. You feel what I'm saying? That's you. You enjoy doing that. I don't like that. That's not good for my heart, my spirit. You know, and as I rationalize it, I feel the need to disconnect from that. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all probably got the parents that will still put some hands on y'all if you even try to speak your mind. Like, that's just crazy. You feel me? Like, our parents came from a different generation. For people who are like my age, I'm in my early 20s, and it's like, you know, well, you know, maybe, I don't know. My parents are kind of old. You feel me? So they have a lot of ways of looking at the world that I can understand and respect, and it has gotten me far in this lifetime. But there are also a lot of things that they wanted me to do that I'm just like, that's what you did, and look at where you're at. You feel what I'm saying? And now you're trying to, like, get me to follow the same thing, you know? But see, they're in the illusion. You feel me? They're already, their karma has been set in stone already. You feel me? Like, one thing that I hear, you know, adults say, damn, that's crazy. Like, once you get old, literally you can't do things. Like, or at least you make yourself feel like you can't do things. So when you see somebody like your kid or like just young people out doing things, the only thing that you feel like you can do is impart wisdom, you know? And that's a lot of the time what parents want to do. They feel like they have to warn you about what's going on in the world, which is necessary, right? But also their perspective, the way that they looked at it based on the way they grew up, it's not the same way. A lot of the undertones are still the same, but there's a different way to maneuver within this generation that we're in right now. You feel me? And I'm trying to get people to see, it's like, you got to break all of the ties that are aligned with the level and the frequency that you're at this point. Some of you guys can't even really grow to the point where you want to be at because you're holding on to some past relationship. You feel me? Like, even if you've departed from that relationship physically, you're probably still emotionally drawn or tied to that individual because that person gave you something at one point in time that you feel like you can't give yourself. You know, first of all, everything starts within the self. The more you want to understand, the more you want to heal, you just go deeper into you. You feel me? When you were born, you came in this world alone. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know, you didn't really have an idea. Somebody had to teach you that. Somebody had to teach you that you had to go into yourself, and people are learning it kind of late. But the reason why is because the person that was supposed to be the primary caregiver didn't have the knowledge of self to understand that, yo, I should be teaching this human being that I just created how to, you know, actually have knowledge of self. Like, somebody who has knowledge of self, if they have a kid, they're going to give that kid knowledge of self. But a lot of our parents, you know, grew up in a generation where the information wasn't as accessible. We're living in the information age right now. Everything is on the internet. People are still going to college to get information. All the information is on the internet. You feel what I'm saying? Everything. Like, if you want to know how to build a house, just go on YouTube. If you want to learn how to produce, you want to learn an instrument, YouTube. But people don't have the discipline. People don't have the knowledge of self and the understanding, the yearning to want to understand who they are and why they think the way that they think, and how to just like live life easily, simply. You know what I'm saying? People are making it super complicated. And one thing that y'all could do, one thing you got to do if you're trying to understand knowledge of self, start looking into your astrology. Start looking into it. Look, I'm hearing my demons, like my shit in my head, like, yo, why are you telling them about astrology? You don't want to fucking know about that. That shit is a hoax. Listen, I don't argue about what it is that I know to be true. You feel what I'm saying? Go on Cafe Astrology, go on Grupo Venus, look your shit up, study it. You feel me? You want with the astrology, what's going on? Shout out to everybody in the room. It's like with the astrology, people, you know, they see this shit in the newspaper. They see this shit they hear this shit from their friends. All they're really getting is the sun sign. That's the personality. But they're not getting into the Venus, the Mars, you know what I'm saying? The houses, you know what I'm saying? The areas of your life where these energies and these celestial bodies express themselves. You know what I'm saying? People aren't into that science. You feel what I'm saying? Or they don't really understand how to read it, you know? But once you start going into this, you start looking at it, and you start looking at how your life played out, and you start to see, you're like, and I'm already sure y'all have, you know, had these moments with just the sun sign alone, but it's like, it gets deeper. You know what I'm saying? It gets way deeper, right? And once you start to really understand who and what you are, you're going to start looking around you. You're going to be like, all right, does my environment reflect like what I know I am? You feel me? Like, that's what you're going to do, because once you know what you like and what you dislike and what you love and what you don't love, well, you should love everything. Okay, back. Woo! I thought I lost it, right? So yeah, what was I saying? It's like, yeah, you're going to start, once you have knowledge of self, you're going to start taking a look around. You feel me? You're going to start looking at your environment and seeing if your environment reflects what it is that you know that you are, right? And one of the first things that we're going to do, you know what I'm saying? Because people who are my age are probably still living with their parents, you know, you're going to look around, or with their family members or whoever, you know, you're going to take a look around and you're going to be like, oh shit, like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? This does not stimulate my mind. I feel like I'm not in the position that I need to be in order to grow further, you know? Because people will stunt your growth if you let them. Like, people will subconsciously see the truth in you and see the light in you and see what potential you have to be the greatest version of you that you can be. And they know that they can't do that for themselves because they've already been locked into their karma. They've already made their life decisions to the point where now they have to live with them. You're still fresh. You still have a young mind. You still haven't been tied down by these ideas and these ideologies that they try to impose on people in society. You know what I'm saying? Like, you haven't been entirely indoctrinated yet. So they can see that and they want to do the rest of the work for the advertisements. You know what I'm saying? They want to do the rest of the work by brainwashing your subconsciousness so that you can be in the same boat as them. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. Remember that. So it's like, I'm just trying to get y'all to break the illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if there's one thing that you don't like. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, and that's your family member, whoever it is. If you don't like it, if it rubs you the wrong way, if that person is in your presence, you're going to have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So you're constantly going to be suppressing a part of who you are so that this person can be who they are. Like, when I say that, that don't even make sense to me because I look at the world so objectively. Like, why would I suppress who I am? All right, we back. So, like I said, why would I suppress who I am so you could be who you are? That doesn't make any sense. We should be able to just be together. You feel, this is crazy. Like, it's real. And I'll say this. A lot of people are in a position, maybe financially, maybe whatever. If it's emotionally, you need to, because everything you need for you is in you. You know what I'm saying? You can stimulate yourself emotionally. Start going back into the past. Start going into your heart. Start listening to yourself. Start listening to your bodily impulses when you walk into a certain place that you go to all the time. Like, listen to yourself. Feel yourself. Like, okay, I just felt my whole shit switch when I walked in this area. And that's something that may have been happening all the time, but you just weren't paying attention to yourself. You weren't listening to your heart. Look up your Venus in your chart. The Venus is the heart. You know what I'm saying? So the heart is what regulates the subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? That is where the conscious mind draws information from, draws information from the subconsciousness, and the heart is regulated by, the subconsciousness is regulated by the heart, right? So, yeah, and it's like family is frequency. And so what you have to understand too, right? Because a lot of people, this is another thing. A lot of people don't like to be alone. You feel me? We make ourselves believe that being alone is something negative. Like being alone, the word alone and lonely has so much negative stigma attached to it. You know why? The reason why, I was about to say, you know what I mean? But I said, you know why? This is why. The reason why is because the people who find themselves alone are the people who don't understand, who don't have knowledge of self. They don't understand that they are this person that they are departing from. Once you understand that you are connected to everything in the universe, it's easy to be alone because you understand that by connecting with yourself, you're connecting with everything and everybody. That was deep. That was deep. That probably went over some of your heads, but it's like, that's real. Once you understand that you are connected to everything and everybody in the universe, it's easy to be alone because you understand that connecting with yourself is connecting with everything. Come on, man. Listen. And look, you have to understand this as well. Like, if you're on the path of ascension and if you're on the path of growth and achieving your dreams, and you understand that you got to separate from people in order to do that, understand that you won't be alone long. You're not going to be alone. You're only going to be alone as long as you need to be in order to attract what you are. You feel me? Like, once you understand what it is that you are, you're going to attract that version of yourself to you. You feel me? So when it comes to relationships, you may have to leave a toxic relationship. Maybe this person doesn't, you look at this person what isn't who they once were. They've changed, you know what I'm saying? But in a negative way. So now you acknowledge that you have to depart from this person. Now you're alone, right? And if you have knowledge of self, you understand, all right, cool. I'm alone, but you know what? By me accepting who I am and understanding me and understanding what I need from a significant other, I'm going to be able to attract that version of myself to me. You feel me? Everything starts in the mind. So even the fact that you attracted that woman or whoever that you attracted before, there was something in you or something in your mind that was attracted to those traits that she had, right? Little did you know she was going to switch up later, but it's like there was something in your mind that made you attracted to that, right? Now that you've learned your lesson from that past relationship, what you're going to do is you're going to find what you thought was lost by departing from that person once you're by yourself or once you're alone. And now that you understand that, you can understand what you want based on that lesson that you learned from a significant other that you once had in the past. You feel me? So it's like, once you attract this new person into your life, they're going to be a better version of what you attracted in the past before, because you're only attracting yourself, right? But you probably grew. That person that you attracted in the past probably wanted to stay in that situation. They wanted to stay who they were. You feel me? While you was trying to grow and progress. And it's like, no, no. Why would you stick around for that? That's not what we doing. We're not doing that in 2018. Nope. What's today? 30th? Tomorrow, 2018. Yo, son, we're not living that way. You feel me? So once you come to grips with the fact that you drew that person to you, you were in complete control of, that relationship that you place yourself in, you understand that you can manifest a different version of that based on who you are at this point. You feel me? For a lot of men, it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're always hopping around. You feel me? Because they don't really know what they want. And I'm speaking carefully because, I only speak objectively. And so I want to just be careful with what I say because, most people would classify me as a male, but I'm a male. I would classify myself as a male who understands the femininity inside of me as well. You feel me? So I can acknowledge that. Right? We back. So, yeah, I can acknowledge the femininity within myself to the point where I don't need to go outside of myself to seek a feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to sexualize women because they're women. You feel me? I can treat a woman like a human being, and that comes off weird, but that's a whole nother video. That shit crazy. The fact that people are so programmed because of what society tells them that they are, they actually start to subconsciously believe it, and now anybody who doesn't treat them like that, it doesn't sit well, and you can't have a relationship with that person, right? But that's another video. And so yeah, I would say the reason why it's difficult for some of the men to find that significant other and find that part of themselves, because family is frequency, attract that feminine aspect of who they are to themselves. And, that's going to help them grow and grow with them. It's we do live in a very masculine society. I hate using terms like this, right? You hear me speaking carefully. Only reason why is because I don't even like programming my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because everything you speak, you speak into existence. It was a thought first. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even like those things in my head. But for the sake of the video, I'll speak on it. And it's yeah, we live in a society that could be perceived as overly masculine, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't focus on the feminine aspects as much, right? But one thing that I'll say is that for the melanated men, right? One thing that I see is that a lot of melanated men don't have fathers in the home. You feel me? So it's problematic because they feel like they have to live up to that idea of what a man is because there was never a man to show them how to be one. You know what I'm saying? And in that, what you start to do as a person that's never had that masculine influence, you go outside of yourself and you seek that from people who you think are men or what society tells you are men. And what this classifies as somebody with money, somebody with women, somebody with cars, all the material shit. You know what I'm saying? A man is powerful, a man is violent, whatever, all this other shit. And what that doesn't allow you to do, it doesn't allow you to connect with the sensitivity because a real man can acknowledge the feminine aspect within himself. You know what I'm saying? We all have those energies flowing through us at the same time, And when you reach a level of maturity, A lot of men realize this late in life, you know what I'm saying? But luckily I was fortunate enough to like be imparted that wisdom, and like also just intuitively I knew the direction to go. But it's like they don't have the knowledge of self to understand that they have those energies flowing through them already, and they don't connect with that part of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some very feminine men walking out here and they were just born that way. Doesn't mean they have to be gay. Like, you feel what I'm saying? All this, you know, that's why I hate talking on this level. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like these men are, they probably didn't have the opportunity to express that femininity because somewhere along the lines within childhood, they were like told that, nah, that's not the way a boy acts. That's not the way a man acts. You know what I'm saying? And they'll never have that. They never had that thought impulse in their subconscious mind to like understand that they can actually act out on these feminine characteristics, you know what I'm saying? And these feminine energies that are flowing through them, you know? And it's a shame, you know what I'm saying? Because how could you ever expect to find your significant other if you haven't found that feminine aspect or that masculine aspect within yourself, and then find balance between the two? Balance is key. Balance is so key. You feel me? Balance between those energies are so key. That's where we got it all fucked up at. You know, you got little girls being raised with no father in the home. You got little boys being raised with no father in the home because all the melanated men are in prison. All the melanated men are in jail or out hustling, you know what I'm saying, or trying to get away. Right? So, or trying to get away from a woman that they had the children with, because, you know, that whole shit is just crazy as well. That's a whole nother video. I gotta make that video. But, you know, women are set in traps, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have knowledge of self. So they're looking to have children with these men for financial gain, understanding that the court system is always going to shift in their favor. So they capitalize on the fact that they can have a child with a man, and that he's going to have to stick around and give her money until that child is however old. You feel me? So, yeah, these are the kind of things that happen when you don't understand that your true family is the people that are operating on your mental capacity. You feel me? Like, the universe sometimes will teach lessons to people who don't understand that they're not supposed to be around these people or being emotionally attached to certain individuals, because you actually have a different path that you're supposed to be going on. You're supposed to be growing. These people are going to stay where they're at, but you are on the path that you're supposed to be on. You're supposed to be elevating. You're supposed to be ascending, and you're going to keep on ascending, and people are going to fall by the wayside constantly. You feel me? Because that's just the way it is. Some people are chosen. Some people are chosen to want to actually access the divine information. They look at the world through such an objective lens that they can't help but look at their environment and feel discontentment, because they understand that they're growing, and in order to reach the level that they're trying to get to, they cannot be around this stimuli anymore, you know? And I'll say this too. The moment you start to switch up, you feel me? The moment you start to do and think for you, people are going to test you. People are going to challenge you, and especially your family. That's the reason why I'm speaking on family today. It's like, it's the hardest. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the hardest, you know, detachment other than your own subconscious thoughts that you're going to have to do on this path to growth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's difficult, you know what I'm saying? But it's not something that is not doable, because all you got to understand is that you are these people. You got love for these people, but these people are self-deprecating, and you don't want to be a part of that anymore, because you're living a life based in objectivity, where you understand that certain things that you put in your body aren't actually going to help you operate on an optimal brain capacity. You feel what I'm saying? Certain things like health, certain things like the food you eat. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is in the traditions and the cultures that we establish within our households. Like, if you're, you know, a Spanish family, you probably eating chicken and rice and beans. And if you're a Haitian family, you eating rice, chicken, and beans. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, to be honest, we shouldn't be eating meat, bruh. It's hard for me because I struggle with it, you know what I'm saying? But I know the right thing. I know the righteous thing, you know what I'm saying? I know the way that these animals are being processed. I know the way they're being killed. I understand energy. I understand that cortisol is released in all living beings that, you know, have stress at a specific point in time. And if you're killing these animals know they're about to be killed. You feel what I'm saying? So cortisol is being released and now it's in the meat. You know what I'm saying? That energy, those hormones are in the meat when it's being processed. And the nature of how they're, you know, like processing these animals is horrific. You know what I'm saying? If you guys haven't watched some of the movies, I can't even watch the movie. I probably watched one and that was it for me. That was enough. I'm like, all right, I know what's up. You feel me? But now just intuitively on my path to growth, I'm just understanding that that's not something that I need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And also to be able to operate at the level I want to operate at as far as brain capacity, I don't need to do that. I don't need to be eating that. And that's something that your family's going to look at you and be like, what you, fuck out of here. Like, what you doing now? You trying to switch up on us? Like, you all high and mighty, all this bullshit. You feel me? And, you know, you just got to stand firm in your truth. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not here to make it easy for you. That's the thing. Like, that's what we think, that our families are supposed to be with us through thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Support us through whatever weather, all this other shit. And it's like, once you start to live in the truth, nobody's gonna fuck with you. and the thing is that even if the fact is, like, you'll start to look around and you'll see that there was always a certain vibe that people gave you just because of the way you thought and the way you interacted with things and people. You know, and you're just going to start to recognize the patterns and why it was always you. But we got to understand that the reason why you're being treated like that is because you're not them. You're just not them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are them as far as energy goes. Like, we're all made up of the same, you know, atoms. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all need to breathe oxygen. We all need certain natural resources in order to sustain life. But it's like, no, the astrological energy is different. Look up your astrology. You feel me? Some people's astrological energy is so debilitated that there's no, you don't even need to think twice about hoping for a change. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just who they are. But the chosen, the people who are feeling me and hearing me, they're going to look at their astrological chart and it's going to be, you're going to start to understand why you perceive and why you feel the world the way that you do, and the reasons why people interact with you the way that they do, and why you think the thoughts that you think. Your Mercury is your conscious brain, your conscious mind. You know, look into that. And it's like, yeah, man, we have to start severing these ties, you know, if not physically, you know, for the time being, then emotionally, you know, because that's really, the emotions are inside of you. You know what I'm saying? We are an emotional body. The body is made of 70% water. So our emotions play a huge role into what we are as beings. Look at the time, because I got 4%. But yeah, it's like, so anything that you can deter that's inside of you as far as the emotions, you know, and the subconscious thoughts that you have about these people in your life that you would like to think is your family, you know, it's better to like weed those out. You know what I'm saying? If you can't detach physically because of whatever reason, you know, but eventually it's going to have to come to that where you need to leave. You have to go. You cannot be there. Otherwise you're not growing. You feel me? So yeah, got 4%. Had to make this video for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Family is frequency. Don't be afraid to be alone, because once you understand that you are everything, then you understand that connecting with yourself, meditating, yoga, however you get in it, you know, practicing your instrument, whatever, you're actually connecting with the world itself. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the world. Your mind projects everything. Holographic universe. Nature Boy TV. Look him up. Melanation TV, actually. That's his YouTube. This is where I get a lot of he inspired me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Made me want to make these videos. Tahuti TV, that's his other channel. Yeah. And I love y'all. Peace. Wait, hold up. This is always weird.